I just wanted to do a little bit more on lighting. I touched on it yesterday, but what I wanted you to see is what happens when your lighting isn't correct. You'll have your plants going sideways. They're stretching this way. Not sure if you can see that really well, but they're all leaning towards this way. So underneath the lights that I have here, I don't have a whole lot of room, so I have to keep moving these guys. So what I do is I just do a 180, and I put them back under the lights so that they now straighten out, and then they will bend just a little bit more that way. And I want to show you up here on how my lights are. Now, I'm not sure if I can do this well or not, but I'm going to just turn this around and just show you what I have for lighting here. One thing that I have to do constantly is keep changing the position of the plants. Not sure, I don't think that's working all that well, so I won't do that. But, oops, sorry about that. But you have to make sure that the airflow that you have is not being blocked by some of your plants. So if you have little ones and medium-sized ones and then bigger ones, do them as an incline so that the airflow can get to the ones that are down low, and then everybody will have airflow, and you'll do much better with that. So the other thing I wanted to show you this morning was, I'm just going to grab a plant over here, was grooming your plants. Now, I think you can probably see underneath here that there is a dead leaf in here. I find with the petunias in particular that every time I water them, I do an inspection of them. And I'll just bring that back a little bit so you might be able to see what I'm doing. So I pinch out all of those leaves that are down under there, because all they're going to do is they're not getting enough light. They're getting crowded out by everybody else who's on top of them. So I just go around and I pick off all of those dead leaves down there, or ones that I know are going to start dying off. So I'm hoping that you guys can see what it is I'm doing there. So now I'm all the way around to this side, and I just have one more down over here. And that's going to happen no matter how much lighting you give them, no matter how much you try and keep them so that you don't have any of the dead growth or the dead leaves and that kind of stuff. But plants are pretty good. As they grow, the ones on the bottom just die off. But when you have them in your house, you want to try and keep them groomed so that that's not going to be a spot that you're going to have fungal growth in there, because you don't want to lose them after all your hard work. So, and I'm going to show you some of the things that have worked for me and some of the ones that I have failed at. So, because it's always nice to know when somebody doesn't have good luck with things as well. The other day I transplanted the marigolds. Now the marigolds I put them in a dish this time when I started them. That wasn't a dish that I had tried before. So it wasn't a good dish to put them in. But I transplanted them, and I'm finding that I believe it's damping off that I've got going on here. That I lost this one already. This guy here, he's lost as well. He's so dead on the top there, so I'm just gonna pluck him right out of there. He still has a root system there, but there's no sense in having him there because he's just gonna end up dying off, and he could hurt the chances of the other guys, because then it'll get mildewy. If it's damping off, then I don't want him in there with those guys. So Now, what else have I got going on today? Oh, I know what we can do. I was planning on doing something from the garden, taking it indoors here, but everything's frozen out there. So, I can't be doing that today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take out, I'm just going to sorry about that. I'm hoping that this is going to be, oops, it's not the one I was looking for, but this is, oh, this is the cherry tomatoes. And I'll just get you, oops, you can't see that. I'm just going to bring them up and show them to you. And you can probably see here that there's a few little guys just poking their little heads up. Well, it's too soon to take them out of the hot box just yet, because they're just starting to come up. And so I want to give the rest of them that are a little bit slower coming up, I want to give them a chance to germinate in there as well, because they like the heat to germinate. So I'm just going to pop this back down. Whoops. Nope, that's not. That came off of something else. I should have had this done a little bit more organized. Now I'm going to set this guy up on top of here so maybe you can see. Now this is a Siberian wallflower that we seeded. And let me just see what day that was. That was on the 12th that I did that. And you can probably see that, will I put this up in behind so you can see them. Now I only have a few that have germinated there. And I don't want them to get too long and spindly. But I know I can see, I don't know if you can notice or not, but there are some other little hills starting around. So I know that that's a little seedling that's trying to come out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back in here, and I'm going to leave it in for just a few more days. And if there's no more that come up, then they'll have to try and come up from under the lights. So one thing I wanted to ask is if you live in the Pictou County area, the Pictou Area Garden Club are thinking of doing a viral plant sale this year. We don't know come June whether we're going to be able to have a plant sale like we usually do. We usually have it in May, and we changed it to the end of May this year, but that's not going to work either, I don't think. So, so based on the system that the farmers market is doing in New Glasgow, I think we can successfully do a virtual plant sale. But we need to know if people would want to participate in that. One thing that we will be doing is, if we go ahead with this, is that most of our purchases, we hope, can be done by e-transfer, so that there's no money exchanging hands. And we're going to have a spot that you can drive up and pick up your order. And there won't be anybody around to do that. We'll be all standing back. And so anyways, I just wanted to know if that's something that that I hope maybe people in the county, especially around Pictou and area, that they might want to come and participate in this. We don't have any details yet, or a lot of details yet, on how we're going to go about doing this. But it'd be really nice if we could get some feedback from people and let us know if this is something that they would like to participate in. So I don't think, anything else this morning that I was prepared to do anything with, because I wanted to do something from the outside garden. But everything is frozen out there. I can't get my shovel in the ground. So anyway, so that's it for today. Thanks very much for dropping by. Bye now.